Hello and welcome back to the Beasmore Sports Podcast. I decided to bring it back today and give me a little visual elements too. I'm trying to bring visual and audio elements. So if you want to see the visual elements, it will be on my YouTube channel. But let's get right into the podcast. We're talking about the big news that happened today with Liam Coen announcing he will be going to the Los Angeles Rams and being the next offensive coordinator. And this is big news for Kentucky. I obviously saw it coming, in my opinion, because why turn down an offer to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL? I mean, he did turn down, I heard, the New Orleans Saints offer, but that's a rumor. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard he turned that down, and maybe he turned it down because he wanted to be the next offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams. It made sense for him to come back. He was previously the QB's coach for the Rams, and then he's taken over Kevin O'Connell's position because Kevin O'Connell left, and now he's going to be the next Minnesota Vikings head coach. So congrats to him. But I am going to definitely miss Liam Coen because in his one season at UK, he did numbers for us with him nearly having 3,000 passing yards and over 2,500 rushing yards. That's pretty insane compared to last season where we only had 1,300 passing yards. He literally doubled our passing yards compared to last year. Think about it, 1,300 passing yards the season before. He comes in, he has 3,000 passing yards, literally in his first year here. And then our rushing yards, they were about the same. I mean, we averaged 400 yards more this year compared to the year before with having offensive coordinator Eddie Grant as our offensive coordinator. So Liam Coen really did numbers this past year for us, and I'm definitely going to miss him. And hopefully we can have nearly as great as an offensive coordinator as Liam Coen or finding someone better. But we will have to wait and see what our options are. I was, like I said, Liam Coen, the best of luck. I did talk to some of the class of 2022 Kentucky football signings, and here's what they had to say. One said, "It's crazy how speechless. How speechless. Just wish I knew all this before I signed, but still, BBN." So that's what one said. And then I also asked that person, and I asked all the signees if they were thinking to transfer or not. One said, "Can't transfer just because two coaches that recruited me left Kentucky. Could still be a good place." So hopefully everybody will stay. That's what one signee told me. Another one told me, he said, "I really like Coach Coen and I understand that he has to do what's best for him. I wish him the best of luck and we'll be rooting for him." So literally all the signees, players, they are all understanding with Liam Coen leaving. I mean, better opportunity, better job. I mean, who would turn that down? If you have a chance to further your career and make better money, then why not do it? And then I also asked that same recruit that just said he understood why Coach Coen left and wished him the best of luck. He also said he would never think about transferring. I asked him, "What do you think about transferring?" And he said, "No, never." So I'm glad he's not thinking to transfer either. And then finally, another signing got back to me also later today, about an hour ago. They got back to me and said, "Yeah, I have some mixed feelings. I wish he would have stayed, but you just gotta keep moving. He was a great, genuine guy to talk and learn from. I wish him best of luck going forward." So all the recruits are understanding over this whole situation. I'm understanding over this. Hopefully we don't lose any of our recruits or signees now, that I should say, because I mean, if we lose any of our signings, that would be bad because we just had a great season. Like I said, I was naming off stats for y'all. He literally, like I said, doubled our passing yards compared to the year before. Can you imagine if anybody did that? But I wish, like I said, Liam Coen the best of luck. And then now let's talk about a little bit about Kentucky versus Alabama. I think Kentucky, they got down 13 points to Alabama on Saturday, and they came back and won. I could not believe Kentucky made that comeback, but that's also what happens whenever you play at home in Rupp Arena. You can easily come back from a 13-point deficit if you're playing at home. But if you are playing away, if we were playing in Alabama, there's no way I don't think we would come back from a 13-point deficit. Not Not in my opinion. Playing on the road, that would be too hard, especially with Alabama at the time being ranked 25th. Kentucky dropped 2 spots, of course, today. They were ranked 4th, but then obviously they lost to Tennessee, and Tennessee dropped us 2 spots, which I'm fine with. Hey, I'll take being ranked 6th in the country, being a number 2 seed. But that game, like I said, on Saturday, Kentucky versus Alabama, it was insane. Kellen Grady hit 7 threes with Ty and Safir both out. I didn't think we were going to win, in my opinion. I mean, losing your 2 best guards to injuries and having a chance to win, and we do win 90-81. That game, like I said, was insane. I was going bonkers once Kellen Grady hit that 3 to take the lead at the end of the first half, basically, and then we never looked back, and we won that game. Like I said, Kellen Grady went insane, making 7 threes, and then Oster Sheway had a pretty great game too, getting rebounds like he always does, and offensive rebounds, putting the shot back up. But everyone played very well. I mean, to score 90 points, usually that always equates in a win, and it did for UK. They beat Alabama. Kentucky is a 6 seed currently, and hopefully we can win out and maybe win the SEC tournament, get a number 1 seed, and be able to finally bring number 9 back to Lexington. That would be insane. But I just wanted to keep this podcast short, talk to you all for a few minutes, just saying, hey, I'm coming back because I think I should. It's big news that happened today. I needed to talk about it a little bit with Liam Coen, like I said, leaving UK to accept that offensive coordinator position. But like I said, I'm going to bring a visual element now to this with posting all my podcasts onto my YouTube channel. Y'all can check that out. It's called Chris Beasmore News and Sports. I will obviously put that in the description box on Anchor, so y'all can check that out. But my plan going forward with this podcast is definitely to be able to have better cameras, have different camera angles while talking, of course, and hopefully improve this podcast and continue to talk about Kentucky sports. I may bring in WKU Sports just because I'm in Bowling Green, and might as well talk a little bit about Bowling Green, and then of course I'll talk about big national sports stories like this past weekend with Juwan Howard. And I can bring this up real quick before I end the podcast. They just announced that Juwan Howard will be suspended for the rest of the regular season after slapping one of the Wisconsin assistant coaches. So that's big news to keep an eye out. I couldn't believe whenever I saw that video of Juwan Howard slapping the Wisconsin head coach, or Wisconsin assistant coach, I could not believe that. And I thought, wow. I'm like, he should not be fired, but he should definitely be suspended. And he got suspended the rest of the season, and I thought that was fine with me. But I couldn't believe that. But that's basically all the news I have today. Thank you all for watching and then listening if you're listening through the podcast way. But like I said, I'll start putting all my podcasts on YouTube with a visual element. So with me obviously talking in front of y'all as I'm doing right now. But like I said, thank you all for watching. I think this is a great first episode back, though, with talking about all the big news that happened this past weekend. Thank you all.